YouTube. Today I'm going to show you my Tekton 1/4 inch, 3/8 and 1/2 inch drive socket sets I picked up at the Runnings stores here this summer. I haven't really had a chance to do many videos, but I've seen these tools in the past at Runnings and kind of curious about them, and so I took a pretty good look at them online and stuff like that. It's a company out of it's a United States company out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. I don't think that they're built in the United States. Not too much stuff is now, unfortunately, but just going to show you a little bit on the what comes in them. It's pretty good coverage of sockets. This one happens to be the 1/4 inch drive. There is regular sockets and deep well sockets. It's kind of unusual. It goes up to 9/16 of an inch. You get I think a 3 inch and probably a 7 inch extension here with a nut driver, universal joint, and it looks like it comes with the 1/4 inch bit adapter, which is kind of well, I suppose maybe it has a, not exactly sure what the big deal is with that, but I guess it would be kind of handy. But metric here from 5mm to 14, both regular socket and deep socket. Now the bottom drawer of the holder is loose. The top one you have to pull out. Couple of thoughts on that. If you have the machine upside, or if you have the box upside down, you definitely will have a mess when you open it, because all those sockets are loose in there. And I've actually kind of accidentally dropped the top kind of hard on the back, and the sockets here have kind of popped up and fallen out of place here. So it's kind of a negative there, and it's a little bit kind of a negative getting these out too. If you have a little bit of grease or oil on your hands, they're a little difficult to get out. Switch over here to the 3/8 inch drive set. Pretty nice cases. The latches seem to be pretty well put together. Again, I think a 3 inch and a 7 or 8 inch. I think it might be a 7 inch extension. Ratchet and universal joint. Here we have 5/16 on up to 3/4. That would have been nice if it went up a little bit higher, but not a big deal, which is kind of strange why that one went up to 9/16 and this one goes up to only 3/4. Here we go, 8 to 19, both deep well and regular sockets. All the sockets are 6-point, and I don't know if that's a real big deal, but I know my Craftsman 12 points have really kind of rounded a lot of bolts off, so maybe this isn't such a bad deal. I'm going to take one of the sockets out here and see if I say anything about where they're made. It doesn't say anything on here. Good question. I looked at their website. They talked about China. They talked about having things made in the United States. They talked about having things made in Taiwan. So I'm not exactly sure where if the handle has anything on it anywhere. I don't see anything on here about being where it's made. Something kind of curious about the 1/4 inch drive one is it looks like it has kind of a little parts spot to put things in. That's kind of nice. We go to the 1/2 inch drive one. This one kind of threw me for a loop, because when you lift up the latches, it still doesn't come apart. But you have side latches here also. I guess they want it not to come apart, so, or come open on you. and I can believe it. But this one is really quite impressive. Here I'm thinking this has got to be a 12-inch, and this is a 3-inch extension. Well, 10-inch extension, 3-inch extension. It says right on there. I don't remember if it said that on the 3/8-inch drive. Doesn't really say that. Nope. You have the universal joint. You have sizes from 3/8 on up to, let me see here, what do we have? 1 5/16, which is quite large. And for the metric, we have number 10 all the way up to 32. There is a pretty good size breaker bar here, and there is a, I'm sure, at least a 12-inch. Let me see here. I guess if that's a 10-inch extension, is a 10-inch ratchet. So very nice. All of them are the same way. You have to tug to get these out. Not too hard, because you can usually get your fingers. They do have a place to get your fingers behind here to get those out, which is kind of nice. And you can get your fingers inside the socket so you can pull those out. Again, these will just come out by lifting them out. Nothing there to hold them in, so make sure you don't. One thing I have to remind myself is when I put them together, I have to open the box up. I have to make sure that the writing is definitely on top. So, but yeah, it's a pretty nice set. I like them. This set here was approximately $200, and I think the 1/4-inch was right around $50. The 3/8-inch drive was right around $60. I think you can get them on Amazon. I'll put a description to the product on Amazon. I got mine at Runnings. I had a little bit of a not a big problem, but it was marked lower at Runnings on the tag, and I noticed I got charged more for it when I actually started driving down the road. And I called the Runnings manager up, and he says, "I'll bring it back next time you're in town, and we'll adjust the price." And they did. I think this was right around 189, I believe, or 195. I think, for the set, but very, very nice looking. I kind of like it that it's not necessarily etched in there, but engraved into the side. Fairly easy to find the numbers. Numbers are on the plastic case too. It looks like the plastic case is going to hold up. So far, this one is a brute. It's heavy. This one here is not quite so bad. It would have been nice if they would have put actually a built-in handle in these. That's something that would have been nice. I have used the wrenches. They seem to have a pretty fine... Yeah, I just barely moved the deal there and it clicks. I can't remember what the degree separation is there, but very, very nice fine ratchet, and it does have the release, the button release on it, so that is nice. But that pretty much concludes my review of them. Like any socket set, you know, it does feel really good. I like the finish. I like that it's 6-point. Sometimes 12-point's nice for the fact you can get the socket on maybe a little bit easier onto the bolt or nut if you're in a kind of an awkward position, but it's not really a deal breaker. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Have a great day. Bye.